If I limit the notes, I take them away. And now I'm only on C.
Urban TV visited one of the great music audio producers, Paddy Kaiwamkasa, commonly known as Paddyman, from Audio One Studios, and Joe Tabla, a musician and Vice President of East Africa and African Music Council, to tell us more about the software called Auto-Tune in the music industry.
Auto-Tune, or pitch corrector, as Logic calls it, pitch corrector, it's used to correct someone, to fine-tune someone to the pitch, to the right pitch, to the right key, or to the right tuning. You might be singing very well, but somehow you're not hitting those notes. So it brings you back to the right notes.
Auto-tune technology or software was created to detect, analyze, and modify pitch. So that is only when it should be used. When a musician sleeps, not naturally you can sleep off the pitch. So the auto-tune will be there to detect, analyze that sleep, and modify it to the right pitch.
She says, "Go cheat in the class and more." What you, my, and the kumutima and fumitanga be kwanso.
Though the software was developed by Andy Hildebrand to help where one goes slightly off key, here in Uganda, musicians have abused it, using it as their vocals.
I think people are getting it wrong. That if I add on much effects and what, I can do it better. These effects are just spices. I can tell a beautiful voice without any plugin. Just sing to my ears and I'll tell you, your voice is beautiful, or your voice cannot make it.
It has made musicians lame. It has made concerts boring, because what you hear or what you listen to on the CD is not what you see when you go to concerts.
Auto-Tune has got some disadvantages, like making both musicians and producers lazy, but on the other hand, it has advantages like making even the most untalented person able to sing and make money.
The disadvantage to the listeners, that it is always a very big difference from what you listen on the CD and what you listen to when you are watching concerts.
If you can't use it on stage, then that's a challenge. The listener would love to hear you sounding the way you sounded on CD. And at times here, we don't have it on stage. Though, in developed countries, some people, they can afford having it on stage. But here, let me give you an example. There are artists who can never do without auto-tune. You used it in a recording, and it's hard to use it on live, They get confused. Is it his voice or is it someone else?
Joe Tabla says that one of the reasons why concerts bore people is that musicians fail to perform on stage in the same voice like they had on the waves. But Paddyman says it is most lack of practice by musicians before going to stage.
We've seen concerts flopping. The problem in Uganda is we are poor data collectors, and we are poor researchers. So musically, we are yet to decide. But on the Africa level, in my council, the African Music Council, we are trying to start collecting data about the effects of auto-tune.
You might spend 3 hours recording one song, whereas on stage he has to perform one song in like 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. You get a song of 4 minutes could take you hours. I could be editing a voice, I could sweeten a voice, for like 30 minutes I'm sweetening one's voice, whereas on stage he has to, he has to be perfect. There's no producer to edit your voice there on stage. So it's not about auto-tune alone. I think it involves a lot.
So do we still have musicians in Uganda who don't use auto-tune software? Of course.
In Uganda, it is funny. When we talk about musicians, and you tell somebody who are some of the best musicians in Uganda, they will mention a lot of people and forget about the Kadongo Kam guys. And trust me, those are guys that have kept music alive in Uganda, because they sing live, they play live instruments, they do not use auto-tune.
Great musicians in the world like Jay-Z and Kanye West came out in their song Blueprint 3 to show the bad effects of auto-tune use in the music industry, but all was in vain. Today, not only in Uganda but around the world, musicians are addicted to this software rather than practicing their vocals.